You've been sold a dream. Money while you sleep, passive income, zero stress. Except here's the real story. It doesn't exist. Now in this video, I'm gonna break down that illusion and show you what you can do to actually make money in a reasonably passive way. So passive income has become the buzzword of the decade, right? So what you see on TikTok, Instagram, and things like this. But what people call passive is front-loaded effort masked as magic. Rental properties are great, but you need capital to start. And how do you get that capital to begin with? Through a lot of effort, right? Not passive stuff. Affiliate marketing? Yeah, sure, but do you not have to put out loads of content and things like this to begin with? Digital courses, but then don't you need to create the courses? Don't you need to provide support on courses through some sort of community? And do you not need to give customer support and things like this? It's not passive, right? I worked 14 to 16 hour days in my Amazon business until I seen what people were sort of talking about in terms of passive income and things like this. Right now I have a somewhat systemized business, but at the moment I'm still doing a lot of things. Even now I manage inventory, launch new products, improve listings and things like this. When you start to get results, you don't escape work, you just escape different sort of tasks. And you get to change the type of work that you do, which is fundamentally really good, right? Because it enables you to control your time a little bit more and live life on your terms. But it doesn't mean at all in the slightest that you have passive income and you don't have to do anything at all. Passive income isn't passive, it's leveraged, okay? You're always leveraging something to give you more time. Perhaps it's a staff member, an employee, which you have to pay for to free up your time, right? Which is really worth it, of course. It's 100% worth it, because you paying a staff member for £1,500 per month, for example, you still have to work on managing that staff member potentially, but it frees up hours and hours and hours of your time to focus on other things. Perhaps, yes, you may wanna go and enjoy yourself, but at the end of the day, you're going to be freeing up your time to focus on better, more interesting things within the business, not within your life necessarily, because you want to get to a point in time where you can enjoy your life, have your business systemized, and do all the ultra luxury things, not just be able to go out for dinner every other night and be able to afford that. That's lame. That's not cool at all. So there are kind of 3 levels to this, which I did write down here. And the first one is freelancing, which is pretty much 0% passive. You're completely trading your time for money right here. And the second one is coaching. Yes, you're going to be having to use a lot of your time, but you can teach things in a group manner, which means you're doing one-to-many, which means you're servicing many more people than you would if you were just doing freelancing on a sort of one-to-one basis. And then you've got affiliate, which is about 40% passive, as you've got to create the content and things like this. And it's not just that bang, there's the content, that's it, there you go. It's a constant process and constantly pushing them out, constantly running ads if you're paying for ads to get your links out there. Next, you've got property investment, which I think is around 70+% passive, okay? Now, it does require you to have funds though, to actually buy the properties, right? Sure, you can get things on like lease options, you can get things on rent to rents and things like this to give you some instant income, but that takes a lot of time to find the properties, right? Which then leads to it not being passive. Okay, so property can be extremely passive, around 70% plus, depends what kind of property you have at the end of the day. Because ultimately, let's say if you only get a buy to let, which probably isn't the best way to go forward with investing, but you get that buy to let, you get a tenant in, and they're in there for 1 year at least on a contract, right? Like, what are they gonna do? Maybe they contact you like 2 or 3 times throughout the year, asking 1 or 2 questions, or maybe the radiator breaks once, and that's about it. It's not going to require a lot of your time. You're going to be getting money every single month from that. You can argue that the cash isn't going to be amazing because it's only like £700 a month for somebody on a buy-to-let, for example, but it's a whole different video, right? And next you got Amazon FBA, which I would say is about 60 to 70% passive, but only when you get to a certain point, okay? Now, a lot of people think Amazon FBA, which is what I do, by the way, is very passive. Main reason why they think it's passive is because Amazon deals with all the customer service, they do all the pick, pack and shipping to the customer all next day and things like this, which is phenomenal. And if you were doing that yourself, I tell you, it would take a lot of time. But in the beginning, what do you need to do? You need to source these products so you can send them into Amazon, which ultimately takes a lot of time. So hopefully you can see right now that nothing is 100% passive. Even if you've got generational wealth, inflation is going to be a kicker for you. Now, gurus sell these passive income dreams because it helps them, and it helps them sell courses. They do it because passive income is easier to sell than discipline, focus, and consistency. But chasing passive early simply keeps most people broke. You need to stop being lazy because you need to be in active, positive cash flow before you can start thinking about any sort of thing which is semi-passive. And I'm going to say semi-passive because completely passive doesn't exist, right? Focus on stacking skills and not shortcut. Focus on infrastructure and not income fantasies. Forget passive, aim for peace, aim for time leverage. Build a business with operational systems. Hire, delegate, automate. And just a little note on automate there. Automation is freaking phenomenal right now at the moment. It's absolutely insane, the capabilities of automation, AI, ChatGPT, all these types of things. I definitely research that right now if I was you after this video. Huge tip. Over the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to be absolutely insane. So don't chase ease, chase effectiveness. This is what makes your income feel passive, because it is simply earned freedom or paid for freedom. If you want to help getting to that level where you can automate and delegate and grow your Amazon business, make sure you book a call in with me down below and we'll see what we can do to help you grow your business. Ultimately, that's it from me. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.